What's poppin', everybody? Tara Lynch here with the next big thing, the video cast sharing all things infotainment. The path to 270 is getting closer and closer. We'll break down our news bites and trends. You know what to do. Let's jump right in. Begin with our news bites, and we start with the presidential election. The gap between the two candidates is getting smaller and smaller in some key states. We're going to break it down for you. A state like Pennsylvania or North Carolina, they are still in play because they are counting until days after the election. So as long as you mailed in your ballot and it was postmarked by November 3rd, and Pennsylvania, as long as it's received by November 6th, it will count. Same thing in North Carolina, but you have even longer for it to get to your representative to be counted. You have until November 12th for that ballot to be received. Now, in other areas, they are counting meticulously, like Maricopa County, Arizona. This is where Phoenix is, and essentially whoever wins that county can win the entire state of Arizona. Maricopa is the most populated area and has been leaning blue for some time during this election. If Arizona flips, that will be one of the major talking points from this election. Yesterday, though, two big flips, Wisconsin and Michigan, going blue this time. 4 years ago, these states went red and were part of the reason why the president is currently in the White House. So this area of the Rust Belt kind of flipped to red and allowed President Trump to secure that victory. But he hasn't remained quiet, though. The president and his campaign filed lawsuits against Clark County, Nevada, and Georgia, among other areas, to propose a recount of votes. So we'll have to see what exactly happens with that. Neither state has really replied at this time because they, again, are still counting. So that is one other surprise that we've seen during this election. And something else to keep an eye on social media. If you're looking at information on Twitter, some sources will some tweets will be taken down by Twitter, or banners will be put up if misinformation is spread. Twitter has been a leading social media company in this regard, trying to flag content for misinformation since May of 2020. Facebook and Instagram are following suit. They will not take down any posts, but they will flag things and provide links for users to go to sites that have secured and verified information. So a lot of different facets to this election. Some different things that we are seeing this time as opposed to 2016, but again, states are still counting, so we have to keep an eye on them. We move on now to the trends we love this week. The boss, Bruce Springsteen, has done it again. He is the only artist to have a top 5 album on the Billboard charts in every decade from the 1970s to 2020s. Now, this is a crazy record. His latest album, Letter to You, debuted at number 2 in October. And across the pond, he set even more records. He has 12 number 1 albums on the UK chart. The only other artist to have that number is Madonna. And there are 2 artists who have just one more than Bruce and Madonna. That's Elvis Presley and Robbie Williams, with 13 albums debuting at number 1. Congratulations to the boss. Before we wrap up this week, our trend for you is how to decompress in this very heavy news time. This week has been very stressful for many, as there's just a lot of news circulating everywhere, and it can be very overwhelming. It's overwhelming for me sometimes. So I encourage all of you to take a moment to step away from that news, whether you're watching it on your TV or monitoring it on your social medias. Just take a couple of minutes, an hour, whatever you need, and just step away. Turn your phone off, turn your TV off, maybe head outside, take a walk, read a book, listen to some music. Just step away, calm yourself down, take a moment to de-stress, and then go back. You can be well informed while doing this as well. And I know I'm sitting here on a news show telling you not to watch the news, but it's really important to have balance in your life. So stay informed, but also take time for yourself so that this news cycle isn't too overwhelming for you. Hopefully that helps de-stress and decompress during this really stressful time. Okay, all you cool cats and kittens, that's all the time we have this week on The Next Big Thing. We will be back in 2 weeks with more news. And always remember, when you need the news that pops, I'll be here with The Next Big Thing.